AKA Patters. I've been wanting to do a morning stream for about 3 days now, ever since the weekend. Wanting to do a stream last night, couldn't get to it. But welcome to another known as Peter A. DeLuca live inking stream. We are doing, just so you guys know, we're doing traditional inking here. We're using crow quills and brushes with, let me move that out of the way, Black India ink while drinking our morning iced coffee because we're wide awake and we have to get a little bit more awake. We need a little bit more juice, so that coffee is critical. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. This is also it's a makeup stream from the night ago, from last night actually, because I originally scheduled a 11 o'clock stream, no 10 o'clock stream, and kind of came back from the gym a little bit too late to really do it, to do everything I wanted to do. And as of right now, doing daily YouTube videos, it just seems to be the right time to focus on that. So I had to just get one of my YouTube videos out of the gate, which is where we kind of it was a little bit of a show and tell, and I just feel bad that I didn't do like a full review. But it was a little bit of a show and tell of Black Panther, Panther's Prey, a prestige format miniseries by Marvel from 1991 that I'm absolutely in love with. And I don't know, I just felt like maybe trying to do something a little bit different for once on YouTube. Hopefully you guys check it out. Hopefully everyone likes it. Hopefully everyone runs out to buy that book because it's so cheap right now on eBay. Very affordable. And I hate reviewing things and talking about things that aren't readily available for all of you. But if you're coming in, if you're hanging out, I love you. I appreciate you. We're just working on Devil Flyer here from a stream that I was a part of last week where I basically penciled this thing live. And I'm just taking the first thing off my stack. No real deadline for this one, actually, which is good. We're going to try and go for 40 minutes to 1 hour with this. We're going to bounce all around the beach. I also have another book called Blood Force or Blood Pack that I am chipping away at that cover also. So I might go back and forth between the two, but I wanted to at least start with that Devil Flyer. Yeah, and we're experiencing the lost art, the lost art of comic book ink in here. How many people do it this way anymore? And it sucks because this gets the absolute best results. It's really hard to argue otherwise. You go in and you try and make every line have as much character as possible. And I've always paid attention to any inker that's done angel wings or bird wings. Just kind of like mentally like techniques, ideas of really how to present that imagery. And there's quite a few, but the best is David Finch on what was it? Aphrodite, not Aphrodite, Ascension from Top Cow. That's the one. That's the one you look for. Sal Riga may have inked those. I kind of forget who inked it. Do like from those things looking still. Looking still is boring. So we want movement. We want uniforms, armaments to look destroyed a little bit. We want them to look used. Yeah. We want some of this stuff to look interesting, and that's always the goal. Yeah, keep track of where you're putting your ink down so you don't cross paths. And we almost just did that there. It's easy to get excited as you move along. You kind of forget. Got some work messages coming in, so bear with me. Oh, what is up, dude? Thank you for joining. Wait, what was that icon? Is this your character, Vol? That is one cool looking dude. I thought it was Frank Miller for 1 second. Modern day Frank Miller. Dude, what a cool looking dude. But yeah, thank you. This character, yeah, he's coming into his own series soon. A fellow YouTuber created him. And Devil's Flyer, and it's like kind of like Golden Age hokey type hero, or like we were on his stream, and some of like my observation with this guy is that he's like almost like perfectly comic book, if that makes any sense. Yeah, dude, what's the name? Or is the name your handle? A lot of people do that, but dude, cool looking character. Is there a way to see it? Because I'll bring it up right now. Yeah, with this stream, I'm going to include links to the previous one, so people can kind of chart the entire progress of this piece. But dude, if you have a character and if you're trying to publish too, let me know. You know, I do try and focus on new names, new voices. Just when it comes to promotion and talking about things and stuff like that. Yeah, I think there's a lot of us out there that are trying to build a promo network when it comes to some of these comics. You know, and rightfully so, right? I mean, you know, places like Diamond Comics aren't doing it. CBR's not doing it. Bleeding Cool's not building networks. You know, like we're doing it. And we kind of work within 90s style here, by the way. Sorry, I got so many things on my desk. Oonga Boonga. You know, I may have seen are you on Twitter? I want to say I've seen that character. But dude, it's so cool. Kind of like a Captain Caveman. But just less cartoon, more comic book. In a good way. I mean that in a complimentary way. Yeah, because sites are yeah, you know, I don't think is that a setting though? Let me go into settings real quick. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe general, maybe it's under like a general setting. Let's see real quick. That bothers me. You know, like I like the idea of people being able to add links. No. All right. Yeah, dude. It's also how close are you to have you published yet? Are you close to getting published or publishing it yourself? I mean, everyone's self-publishing today. No one's really seeking publishers. Seeking publisher, that's like so 1982. What's your background? Do you have do you have training? Have you been to art school? Have you done comics before? You know, all the general interview questions. Yeah, but we're experiencing right now the lost art of comic book inking. Yeah, I self-publish. Awesome. Yeah, cool. For 1,000 page. Wait, so you're what are you trying to do? 1,000, like a 1,000 page edition comic? Dude, you're almost like if you're close to 700, you might like you're clearly not drawing them full size though, right? Like we're doing what you would call like a reduced size page, just for sake of descriptions and being clear on that one. But dude, I'll seek you out on Twitter. I'm positive like we have to follow one another because I know I've seen your stuff. Sorry, we're still looking at messages and monitoring things here. So I did what I didn't want to do here. I kind of wanted to go from left to right, as always, and I get so anxious when it comes to some areas. I just like black out almost and break my own rules. We try and make every line as interesting as possible. Yeah, I try. Sometimes I have to just to kind of get like the right angle when it comes to the crow quill, but I do kind of like because you know what it is when you're streaming, like my extra screen is this way, and and the camera's like again like maybe 3 feet above my desk, and it kind of creates a little bit where I see how well so I can just take a step back. So even like having to rotate it isn't as important now because I can constantly look at the screen and get that perspective, get that distance. I think it's a great tool. I mean, I may start almost running the camera so I can get that distance even when I'm drawing by myself. We got some of this like energy catching on to him too from his like pitchfork. So we're just trying to draw some of that real quick. Actually, not draw it, just figure out where we put those lines down. And yeah, things are rendered in a 90s style in this house. Yeah, dude. Cross hatching is it's a discipline. It's a style. It's a discipline. It just takes hand-eye coordination. I guess like getting good with spotting your grays and exactly what you want to do. Like for example, like this shoulder area here. Here, my idea for this was to break it up, but I wanted to white out underneath to kind of almost create like a bevel effect. Just experiment, but at the same time, it's like lighter at the top, darker at the bottom type stuff. We got Troll in the house. Troll. Thank you. Troll, thank you. Yay, Troll, I wanted to stream last night. Had a monster workout, ate a bunch of rice and beans, ate a bunch of oatmeal, crashed out, didn't recover. So we're here now, somewhat making up for it. But you guys know I try and stream as often as possible, every day if possible. And we still have a household here this morning. People are waking up, getting their day started. So we try and do it all. We really do. Our final Black History Month, official Black History Month video will be dropping today, and it is a doozy. It's one of the ones I've been waiting for, but I'm still upset about yesterday's video. I don't know why. I don't know why that's bugging me. Like doing a show and tell's not that big of a deal, I know, but just again, like time's limited often. It's not even sometimes, like time's all like you never have enough time. Like that is it, especially if you have any level of ambition this world. Like you don't have time. With things like social media, with like everything else that comes with it, your time is meaningless. It will get used and sucked up. So here we go. I mean, like we're getting there. Like right, like we're making progress. If Windblock was popping and I was going to work on his cover as soon as he popped in. And that's not really so much of a cover as it's just like, he's an AKA patter. He supports the channel. That's almost like a gift. That's the way I look at what I do. I just have the ability to make really cool gifts for people. And some of this too, like especially the wings. I want to erase the wings like right away to get some eyes on how well some of that shading works. That's really a difficult thing sometimes. Like you kind of have to erase and redraw as you go along, and you kind of have to be aggressive about that. You cannot be like soft on it. Like you have to be willing to lose some of your work as you progress. Like you lose it, but you kind of gain it type stuff. That's one of those things I kind of wish someone told me a long time ago. I think it would have saved me some heartache. Yeah, the advice I wish I had. Carb coma. Yeah, like what do they say in Bruno? It's carbicide. No, dude, it's real thing. One of my like my first fitness mentor, this guy named Dane Rogers, like R.I.P. to him. But Mr. Rogers told me that he would spike his carbs just to go to sleep at night, and that's where like all that came from. Yeah, for right now. So here's, if you guys really care about that. So this is what I spent years drawing with this, and this is when I first started doing things online. Okay, so this kind of goes back maybe like 4 or 5 years, and this broke. So something happened with the mechanism in here, but this is a Porsche Designs Faber-Castell. Like Faber-Castell's the guts of the mechanism, but the chassis done by Porsche. Okay, so this is a 0.7, and I got so used to working with a 0.7 that it's just like, I don't know, like I'm locked in on it. So for now, a temp fix, and by temp I mean years later, I kind of went down to the 0.7s. And it's only because with the 0.7s, I like that you can kind of carve a little bit of a point as you're like working the page and sketching. And that point's so fine sometimes that I can kind of move a little bit quicker, but I snap them a lot. I snap 0.5s a lot. So I try and go between 0.5 and 0.7. I want to say back in my earlier days, I think I was 9. I think I might even been 11 at some point, because 11, you used to be able to buy shaving bricks that were like they were like sandpaper, and you would just like peel off the layers so you can shave down your lead. That's another thing that kind of has drifted away, which is the art of lead, like lead meets paper type stuff. I also work very smooth. I used to work rough, so my lead would have to be a little bit harder and less soft. So I kind of go for HB5, HB7, and smooth paper, and that's kind of really what that's the combo. It's like paper, lead softness, and lead thickness. That's what she said. But yeah, but sometimes if I'm sitting down and I got nothing at arm's reach, I will pick up whatever is next to me, like to get the idea out. But I still try and surround myself by my preferred materials only, so that when I have those impulses or moments, I'm still rendering things within my criteria. Like for example, like just around my drawing table, I have this. I have an HB pencil. Like I want to use this up, but it's still HB, so I can grab it, sharpen it, get to work. Like your materials that's like your art direction. You're being an art director when you decide on how you're using your materials. Everything's dictated through that. So it's good to, surround yourself by it. Like be aggressive and say, look, I'm only using these pens. Like, for example, like I have, like, I kind of keep mugs of things. So, for example, like for my one comic, the Uzi Susie. So Uzi Susie's only drawn with these. And then I have like another like sketchbook / project that's only gel pens. So I keep mugs. Like my current Black Panther piece is this. So the mugs help me organize what the ideas of the piece are, if that makes any sense. Because every piece I think has like a different characteristic. It has a different flow, different art direction. Like this is different than my Shuri piece. Shuri piece is different than my Jack Kirby Black Panther piece. Yeah, yeah, that's what she said. Yeah. But yeah, but troll, it does matter, but it 1000% matters because it forces you to care and it forces you to think about it. You have to find different ways to think about your work because other people are not. So like even when a fellow professional like gives you their 2 cents about your work or they critique it, they're not thinking about that stuff. You know, they're looking at your work on just like on the face value type setting, which is fine. You know, but if the person looking at your work is interested in your development, it's a deeper conversation. And that deeper conversation uncovers your materials and how you're using them. Uh Again, uh, like I don't want to say you don't get that anywhere, but like it's hard to even get that at convention. It really is. Like you won't get that at a show unless like no one's there. Like like it's just you and whoever just chit chatting. But no, like it's yeah. I think maybe people that do follow me and they get involved with the streams, yeah, I might be deceiving. I might make things look a little bit too easy because I kind of swivel around and I pick a lot of things up. But everything I pick up, I have years underneath me working with, like years. We cracked open the airbrush last night though, which was fun. Spent a good amount of time practicing that. So the airbrush will be making its way into streams now, which I'm sure my audio will love that. All right. So some of this too. I keep trapping myself when it comes to being able to move around this piece. You guys can see like this is a very golden age design here, character wise. Very golden age, which is cool. Like you can kind of like, I would say, part of the backstory of this character should be a little bit of what Marvel did with the Sentry, because that was a great. If you guys remember the Sentry promo package, we'll call it, where they did kind of convince some people that Sentry was a discovered character in the Marvel like archives, and it was created by like Stan Lee or whoever, and they were releasing it, bringing the character to light for the first time. And I kind of like that stuff. It's so meta. It's so fun. If it's well done, it's just there's a little bit more like shock and like incentive when you learn about like what the real facts are, type of thing. But I would do like something like Sentry with this dude, where I would push him as a forgotten golden age public domain character and just let that fly and just see where it takes you when it comes to the press corps. Yeah, because in today's market, you have to promo as well as you create. Like that's it. And if you can't promo, you have to kind of find people that can be partners in that. I think a lot of the channels out there that have kind of made a name for indie promo, like like what's it, like Pops Van Zandt, you kind of like those guys should seek a level of equity in the books and the characters that they push. Like I don't think that's out of grounds. I think a lot of creators need it, but so many creators are so bad with those ideas. And I think it would incentivize people. Like if there was like a equity pay to play scenario in comic book promotion now, it would incentivize people to have better campaigns, have better graphics, create better books, make the book more sellable, because someone else is also due what comes from that book. Yeah. And a lot of people just feel like, if you grow a network, just promote people forever for free. And it's like maybe not. Maybe there's other ideas out there that can incentivize everyone. Oh, just creating better work and growing things. That should be the biggest goal, to grow. Like whatever we want to call it, indie comics now, it needs to get bigger. That's it. Like no middle ground. Here we go. See, like you want things to be like abstract. You want things to kind of like have shape, but be formless at the same time. Like when you work in this style, it's so much of it is guess and check until you get the hang of it. Yeah, I mean, I really feel like so the caveman book. Can we get back on this? Like, what happens at 1,000 pages? Is that really just going to be like a omnibuy, like a like a first release omnibuy? I don't think we've ever had that before. Yeah, printing comics is the easiest thing. If you format your pages somewhat, every single publisher now is a digital publisher, so they can print like 20 copies. When I was growing up, like when I was growing up, the threshold for render printing was like 8,000. So you needed $40,000 just to go into Diamond and do a print run. So digital printing has taken over indie comics, which is fine. Quality varies, but overall quality is awesome. Give 1 second here. Yeah, and then a lot of these indie guys, they'll go into your files, they'll check them too, these publishers. But it's basically if you get Adobe Photoshop, like I can help you with that stuff, Troll. Like Troll, if you put together a book, I can help you with it. Because the goal is to get the book out, and the goal is to make the book as good as possible. But you could just create a Google Doc, scan the pages, format them according to a template from the publisher. Usually they're all for free download on their websites. Email like the printer, not publisher, and just say, look, I would like this. Can you check everything? They'll check it all for you, and like that'll make it a little bit slower, but at least you get a second pair of eyes on it, and you have eyes from the institution doing your printing. That type of attention, again, wasn't there when I was growing up. Just wasn't. So it's there. And then, like, you have things like social media. You have people like me that you can just DM and chit chat with. A lot of my background is in print production. So, you know, I can even give you like a quick eyeball on things and let you know if it looks good enough to go. But it's like I think we're at the stage when it comes to indie comics where getting the book out is way more valuable than not getting the book out. And like for example, like the some of my books, I like almost like rush out like a version one. I almost do like a software method, and in house, like I refine it or I put it out or mail it out or whatever. But if you can printing is so accessible and so less expensive today. Not saying it's not going to cost you a couple bucks, it will, but if you can use that to your advantage. So if we did a book, like for example, I got nothing around here. If we did a book, and let's say it's 32 pages, and we sit down and we read it, and we're like, mother effer, like this part makes no sense. This should be here, that should be like, like we can re-edit the book and reprint it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's locked into only touching and printing a book one time, which is hilarious. It's not. It should never be it. Yeah. Wow. Dude, that's such I really want like I'm just so into that idea. But I see what you mean though. Like it's like the Malcolm Gladwell 40,000 hours rule where within 40,000 hours of anything you can become an expert. Which is a little bit true, but that applies more towards musicians and athletes. And in a way I think it does apply to artists. Where are we at? Wow, we're already at 1 hour, aka Patters. See, like sometimes you feel that ink hit you. See, like right here. It's like son of a gun. Yeah, we're literally inking this thing from left to right instead of right to left. Perfect. Learning like how to do effects too is so important to inking. Just like if things need to look smoky or misty, like again, like it's somewhat of a hidden element, overlooked. I think the digital stuff makes it a lot easier though. Like you don't have to know your pressures. or your materials as well with digital. And that doesn't mean it's not challenging, because it is. But with so much going digital today, I don't understand how there's not like a production renaissance where like books are able to get completed within a weekend versus still like the monthly timetable. Like how come Marvel's not publishing? Like how come you're not getting a new X-Men every once a week? I don't understand it. The digital stuff is so freaking fast. So if it's not that fast, then I don't understand the advantage of it. And that doesn't mean some people aren't like thriving when it comes to digital production. Some people are. Like they have their style just lends itself to digital, but that doesn't mean like the goals and the expectations of digital don't change comic book artwork, because it does. Yeah, we're all over the place with this one. Like all over the place. There we go. Some of those chimes are work emails, so I'm going to have to check those out. It's almost like the way I envision this energy. It's like it gets smoky and then stronger, like as it floats. So that's why we're doing a little bit more shadowing, like when it comes off the blade. And again, like everything you do, like has a story. Like it should definitely, even it doesn't have to be written, but it needs to be like conscious in your mind when you're working on something. Because again, it helps with those extra details that you won't get anywhere else. Like you have to give those to you. Like someone with an editorial might be able to know enough to nudge it, but I don't think modern editors are mindful of that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Lulu is. I know people that went through Lulu. A lot of people are happy with Lulu for sure. Yeah, and the storefronts there, like that's serviceable. Is the storefront SEO? Like, can you Google your book and it populates within Google? Because like that's the only value of their storefront. If not, Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias offer storefronts. I think even Twitter's rolling it out, so you can get the book available too. Yeah. No, I am left-handed. I am left-handed. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the word Jack. Yeah, I know. I forget. I forget why I wrote that. I don't know why I wrote that. Yeah, thank you, thank you. All right, everyone. With that note, I gotta start my day. We got emails to jump on. We'll take it from there. Thanks a million.